Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to BohoMystic. My name is Marinelli and today we're doing your August reading. To be honest, this is my second time sitting down for this. I had an amazing meditation, but technology was not my friend yesterday. So we are going to redo this. So in your meditation, I was a voyeur. I was watching you do something. I wonder if you're going to be seen by someone, acknowledged by someone, or even celebrated by someone. But let me get into this because it was really interesting. The way that I knew that you guys were up was I heard the word artist. And I'm like, who's the artist? And they said Sagittarius. And I'm like, oh, okay. That didn't originally come to me. So I was like, oh, cool. Okay, Sagittarius, you're up. So I pulled all the decks. Again, this is my second go around, and I pulled different decks today. So that was really interesting that the decks that I pulled yesterday are not the ones today. Like maybe you're in flux. Maybe you're changing and evolving as we speak. So I started my meditation, and the first thing I saw was like a crown. And this crown, I don't want to say was cartoony, but like I could see it, like it was in a picture. I have something here. Like it was in a picture or a fairy tale crown. I knew it was like the queen's crown. And I look forward, and I kind of like turn my head and I look forward and I see a queen, a female regent, sitting on her throne. And it looked like she was holding something. And I thought it was a scepter. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay. So let me look a little, closer. I get closer and she's not holding that scepter because it looked like she was going to go in and hug it. Like she kind of hunched over. And I went to go see, what she was doing. And it turned out that it wasn't a scepter. It was like a huge crystal ball. Not like just like it was a pretty big crystal ball. But it was like electric. Like there was lightning in the ball. And it was just going, and it was beautiful. And she was gazing into it. And I'm like, I tried to take a peek of what you were seeing in this ball, but I couldn't. And then all of a sudden, I decided to go into the ball. I don't know if I was sucked in or if it was a decision I made, but I went in. I just appear in darkness, and it's like black and red. Like there are no stripes or anything, but there's like black and red. And I see in front of me a woman on the ground who seems to be forcing or trying to open like a hatch in the ground, like a vault, like a spinning vault door. And she's trying to force that wheel to open it. She's completely unaware that I'm there. She finally gets it open and she goes in. So I follow her, into the floor, wherever this leads. And then all of a sudden, everything is green. Green water. Yeah, at first I thought it was like clouds of green and I started looking for her and I saw her swimming. And she's just swimming. She's not struggling, but she's swimming. And then I feel like we're in a hallway of sorts. And then I wrote down like a sunken ship. She swims through what felt like a sunken ship. And I thought like maybe a submarine, but there's water inside, so it's sunken. And she would stop and she would look into like rooms or like opening or doors that were open, like as though she's looking for something. And I thought, was she trying to save someone? Like she was trying to save lives. My concern for her was if she's trying to save lives and looking for someone, is this dangerous for her, for you? Because I got the word toxic, like the water was toxic with all the green. Or was it poisonous? I don't know. But she was okay. She wasn't ill. She wasn't struggling. But the word toxic kept repeating in my mind. So she gets to the end of the hallway to what I assumed was another hatch, but I didn't see the hatch. And then all of a sudden she was gone. And then all of a sudden I'm out from inside the sunken ship, submarine, whatever it is. And I'm bobbing up and down on kind of bumpy water. And everything is still green. The water's green, the sky, the clouds are green. Everything's green. And then all of a sudden an enormous ship comes out of the water, like the front of the bow comes up and then pops up the ship and lands on the water and floats. And then it sails away. Like an old fashioned type of ship, like a pirate ship, like Pirates of the Caribbean or something like that. And I knew that ship was you. It represented you. And I got to see what happened to you. It's like you righted yourself. You saved yourself. You healed yourself. You did something. Figured out how to unlock that ship that was underwater, submerged, sunken, to be able to sail away again. It was really cool. Really, really cool. And I looked up, after my meditation, I looked up at my phone because it had popped. I saw out of the corner of my eye that my screen popped up. And I saw the clock right on top that said 222. And I looked up the significance of 222. First thing that comes across, a message of balance, harmony, and faith, particularly in the context of relationships and new beginnings. It suggests that you are on the right path and encourages you to trust the journey, even if the destination isn't clear. Because it was murky green water, and you went. You went. It was really interesting. Really interesting. And then what I was thinking, right? I wrote down here different color at that time. Was this you facing your fears? And then I thought of the chakras, like how I first said the first part of it was red and black, like your root chakra with the red with the root chakra, like some really deep stability issues, security issues, some really deep seated fears that you had to confront. And you opened that hatch and you did. And then you jumped in to get to the green part, right? The heart chakra. The green is also the healing color. Some awakening, enlightenment. Is this some true transmutation of shadow work? Is this a heart opening? A heart activation? Yeah. There is definitely something here, like your stability. It's like you confronted something head on. I was only following you. Maybe you're also going to be an example for other people. Maybe you don't think that other people, or aren't aware that other people are seeing your growth or the changes that you've made in your life. There's something like that, and I can't really put my finger on. But let's get to the cards because they always tell us what's going on. All right, I'm going to pick out some oracle cards and we'll go from there. All right, Spirit, what does the Sagittarian collective need to know for the month of August? Let me make sure we don't have anything else that flipped. No. Ooh, that broke there, so I'm going to check it out. Well, the Griffin, honor and good luck. Yeah, I mean, what you're doing was very honorable. Are you trying to save lives? Are you risking your own? I don't know. Maybe it's honorable in the sense that you want to help others, but are you doing it at the cost of your own health? I don't know why that's coming across, but it is. Okay, and this also broke here. The seer, follow your intuition. I think that's what you're doing. Yeah, I think that's exactly what you're doing. Okay. What else do we have? Let's take one of these. All right. For the Sagittarian collective, please. What does Sagittarius need to know? Anything else? Anything else, please? Thank you, Spirit. Okie dokie, what do we have at the bottom? Diddy's desperation. Yeah. Maybe that's where you're leaving, the desperation that you've experienced. You know the saying, like, desperate situations call for desperate measures? You know, this person going into this abyss of the unknown, forcing that hatch open that looked like it's been closed forever. And you just said, enough is enough. I need to meet whatever this is head on. Oh, look at all the green around her. The green on the bottom. Then, of course, we have lotus flowers. Like, that ship could have even been symbolically like a lotus flower coming up from the depths of what I said was toxic and potentially poisonous. You know, all the dirt and grit that comes into play when a lotus is about to grow and has to grow through. And then you have a swan with love. And all the green that she's on, and all the water. And that's what, like, the green, this green actually reminds me of the green. There's something here. And we have Kali's anger underneath that. Then we have Lakshmana's revival. And look at the red again in this. Oh my goodness. I think that you may reach a point of no return. It's like something triggers you and you're like, I need to meet this head on. I am not going to be a victim in this. Maybe it's even erecting boundaries around yourself. I'm going to do what I have to do to take care of this, but I can feel it strongly. Like, you're like, but moving forward, I'm not allowing this to affect me anymore. A reset of who you are, what you'll accept, taking accountability and processing what it is that's yours to process, but nothing else. I can feel like a kind of a standing your ground, doing what it is that you need to do, but also, I want to do this. Saying, but the buck stops here. Like, it's no more. Interesting. Like, I won't let you treat me this way anymore, or teach others how to treat you. Set the ground rules of how others treat you. There's something there that I can't place. All right, let's get one of these, please. All right, Spirit. Can we get a card, please, for the Sagittarian Collective for the month of August 2025? Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom, this is an I Ching deck. The bottom of the deck is Spring is Coming, number 19, which is a 10. Yeah, you are definitely closing a cycle, or you just closed a cycle. We just had the new moon in Leo yesterday as I'm filming this. This it's like you really did a lot of work in order to get here, and you're not going to let yourself be brought back. You're ready for I just said newel, like the renewal of who you are with spring. And didn't we have a renewal in here? Hold on. Lakshmana's revival. I think you're having a revival. You're having a renewal. That's exactly what you're doing. You're having a renewal of you. Spring has come and you are spring. You have a new version of yourself emerging. This says So this is earth and lake together. Earth and lake. Water again. Okay. Arrival of a transcendent and hallowed blessing that will bring rebirth and renewal. Oh my gosh, I just said that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. That which has putrefied shall rejuvenate and be restored. Putrefied. The disintegration, the rotting away. Again, toxic, poisonous. Okay, that which had putrefied shall rejuvenate and be restored. Maybe that's how you feel about yourself. Parts of you that wasted away or decomposed. That's the word. This is a death and rebirth. I would not be surprised to see the death card. That which had putrefied shall rejuvenate and be restored. You are being restored. But by you, not by anyone else, by you. You're restoring yourself. You're calling in spring. You are spring emerging. A new beginning and a time to rebuild. Grieve for what has ended, but taste the sweetness. Liberation. Opportunities are coming your way. All the work you have put in, oh my God, all the work you have put in propels you toward your peak. First light after winter, omen of one who prevails. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. When that queen was looking at her ball, her crystal ball of power, electricity, it's like you created a portal with your hands and eyes, and it's like you created the portal because you expand. You, Sagittarius, expanded your horizons, expanded your mind, expanded your heart, expanded what you thought you were capable of doing and achieving, and opened that portal to go down and do the work that you needed to do. Like it was a closed, secured area that inside of you that you have not wanted to touch, and you knew it was time for you to go to those parts that were putrid, that had festered and were not in good shape, like a toxic zone. And you're like, it's now or never, I need to do it. Especially with Diddy's desperation. This is a great deck. I know that the stories that go along with these deities and characters and metaphors may be different, but I committed myself to the words that came with these cards for today's reading. So I just want to make that clear in case someone is familiar with the cultural references of Diddy. Yeah, this is really, really big. I think this is a next step elevation, activation in your awakening process, in your enlightening process, in your enlightenment. Self-love. There is a feeling of self-love, but the word just came to me, self-preservation. Like you knew and know that this work or whatever it is that you're confronting, you know that it had to be confronted so that you can be fair to yourself, be a loving person to yourself, be able to live with whatever the consequences were. You know, it's funny. I actually did a reading recently, a short reading about what's holding you back. And it was confrontation. I would not be surprised if that resonates with you or did resonate with you coming into this reading. It's like standing up for yourself when you never have before, or it hasn't been in your nature for you to stand your ground. Wow. Okay. Let's do the tarot. I'm going to do a quick tarot spread. Pretty simple. Let's move your oracles over there and let's take a look. And this is the Mahogany Tarot World. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay. My favorite and most beloved and most used RWS is the Mahogany Tarot. Okay. That's many, too many. I'm going to take the one that's facing up as the current energy. Everything, because I need 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Okay. I've decided to take them. This is the first time that I'm doing this because I normally pull for this type of reading or have 1 or 2 fall out and then do the rest of the spread, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take it because it really feels intentional, because I did see what the current card was, so I'm going to take it and trust the process. So, bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Swords. Absolutely. You decided not to let your thoughts be your enemy anymore. Not allow them to pull you down and hold you prisoner anymore. It's like you surrendered to everything that has come your way and kept you down or hurt you. And surrendered to it so it would end. And the way you surrendered to it was meeting it head on. And that is what freed you. There was a word in here. Liberation. And the spring is coming. That liberated you from its claws, from its clutches. And you get to be reborn. It's freedom from being held prisoner by your past, by you, by your insecurities. That's what I'm getting. Okay, well, what's under that? The World card. Yes. This is you have completed a karmic cycle that's probably been ages, years, something that could even be inner child work. You have completed and released, or will complete and release fully by August, through August. I think August is going to be a blossoming of a new you. Wow. Ace of Pentacles. What did I just... Oh, thank you, Spirit. Ace of Pentacles, there's your new beginning. And this is here in the physical. This is you taking control over your life somehow. You confronted someone, something, circumstances, situation. I don't know what it is yet. We may get some more information on that. And you erected boundaries and stopped a vicious cycle of you being used in some way. 9 of Swords. Yeah, you've had a lot of pain. I think you've been paralyzed and held back by your own insecurities for a long time. But no more. No more. Amazing, Sagittarius. I am blown freaking away. So let's take a look Well, let me finish this. I completely forgot. I'm going to pick from the bottom because that's the order they fell. So current, past influence, what you should let go of, what you should focus on, finally moving on at the end of the month. And I'm going to leave these as clarifiers and as advice. Okay, so let's take a look at your oracle. Hindrance. Fate has blocked this path for you. Maybe that was the trigger. Maybe something that you wanted, or maybe something you've been working for, or maybe something that the word is settled for. The word settled is coming to my mind, so settled for just wasn't working anymore. You didn't get, something happened to some kind of status quo in your life. And it may not even be the biggest thing or the biggest disappointment, but I feel like it was the last straw that broke the camel's back, right? That one little thing that just pushed you over the edge and you were like, that's it. I'm done. I can't let these type of disappointments or these obstacles in my life to completely immobilize me and paralyze me and ruin my mental health for, I don't know, the foreseeable future again. I think something, and I think it was, obviously it was done purposely. It was done with a purpose. Kind of like a tower. I think you've had a soft tower. An internal tower. Like something broke a dam that you've had blocking out you dealing with something. And just something. It doesn't even have anything to do with what you're healing or what you actually had to confront. That's what I'm feeling. Like it could have been anything, but it just hit the right way, had a cascading effect on, I don't know, your fire, your internal engine turned on and said, nope, enough is enough. I am feeling that really strongly. Look at all the red. She's wearing red. Okay, now we have, I don't have my glasses. Mandodaris, love. Someone that you love. Someone that holds not power, but when you love someone, those are the people that can hurt you. So maybe someone hurt you again or in a way that, and it doesn't have to be malicious or anything like that, but maybe someone said the wrong thing, or you felt like you were being taken advantage of by someone that you love, or someone that you thought had your back and they didn't. And that's the hindrance. That's what pushed you over that edge, pushed you to snowball into this breakthrough. Interesting. Could even be a breakup of someone, again, like I was saying before, someone that you had settled for, someone that you maybe knew that they may not have been forever, but you had someone, so that was enough for you because maybe you didn't think you deserved any better, or that you weren't going to find any better, or something like that. You could have gone either way from that breakup. You could have spiraled into despair and desperation, or you could go in the direction that you've gone in and you decided to break that cycle. I don't think this is what's happening to you. I think this is what's happened. I think this is where you are now and you're having this breakthrough. You're having, I think August is your path to healing. It's your path to recuperating. It's your path of renewal, right? It's the spring is coming. You are blooming and blossoming and growing roots, stronger roots in the month of August. Probably stronger roots than you've had in a long time, if ever, regarding something very specific here. This is Shishupala's mistakes. And he is caught up in all of that red. So much red. The hindrance is in red. That first part of the ship was in red and black. He looks like he's being disintegrated or dissolved in that red bubble. Looks like blood. And then down here, there's like a mandala, like as though that's the portal. How funny. That's the hatch that you opened. You went through the red and black and you're opening that. It's like you had the 10 of Swords and are going into the hatch and coming out of there. Someone did a mistake. Someone made a mistake. Or you're acknowledging and confronting your past mistakes, quote unquote mistakes, what you consider mistakes. Remember when I said self-love? It's like maybe you're forgiving yourself, showing yourself the compassion and the love and the unconditional love that you show others potentially. It's like you finally realize you need to turn that on yourself. Then we have the fountainhead. That's water and wind. All right, here we go. And that's number 48. Society may change, but people's primitive needs never do. Nourish the people's primitive needs. To succeed, reach deep into the people's hearts and deeper into the tempest. That's what you did. The situation at hand is much more complicated than you initially perceived it to be. Adversity and troubles, take caution. Invoke the name of the divine in your times of need. Clean the well before you drink its water. Maybe that's what you've been doing again. Maybe you've been, again, that sunken ship living in that putrid, toxic, poisonous water. And you decided no more, no longer, and went down and freed yourself. You saved yourself. You freed yourself from being tethered, attached to that environment. Again, you created and realized that your needs need to be met and created those boundaries, or are going to create the boundaries and the parameters of how you treat yourself and others treat you in the month of August. This is very, if not, I mean, it is definitely spiritual, psycho-spiritual. It's definitely mental health related. And there is definitely a social aspect of this, social interactions. Because I feel that really strongly about boundaries. So this collective is going to see this play out in those areas. One or even all of them. Because how you feel emotionally, how you feel about yourself, how you heal is then portrayed and played out in your social interactions. Clean the well before you drink its water. And that's what you did. You know, looking at this with hindrance and the word adversity, you may get pushback. That's what's popping into my mind. You may get pushback from people who don't like the new you, or they're having a difficult time not having you at their beck and call. or having a difficult time not being your priority. You may get pushback. And that's good. It's actually good, because if it's family, changes, change takes time. And it's better for you to know what areas need to be changed and worked on than being in the dark for 6 months or a year. So it's good. Because again, a hindrance is there to help you, to help this breakthrough. And it doesn't mean, if you get pushback, it doesn't mean that you should throw in the towel and not enforce your new rules or the new you. It doesn't mean that. It means that you got to be a little patient for them to grow. But you have to stay stern and hold firm. And if there's love and there's true respect, they will come around. And if not, that tells you something. This may end up weeding out people in your life that were only there because of what they received from you, what they got from you, what they needed from you. And they weren't giving back what they were taking. I know it's tough love, but it's true. Again, fate has blocked this path for you. If you can't overcome and reconcile with someone, or establish new limits in a relationship or boundaries in a new relationship without being disrespected, then that relationship should definitely be examined very closely. Listen to the wind, mountain and mountain. How beautiful is that? These cards are on point today. Quiet the heart and be calm. Stillness is a form of movement. That is so true. It is natural for the heart to fluctuate and a mind to flutter, but exercise restraint. Listen to the wind. The wind will carry an important omen for you. Maybe also for you. Maybe you will get an omen to you, and you will be able to send a message. It will also send a message for you. You show your strength to others when you embody the presence of a mountain, calm and serene. Think before you speak. Silence is the way to prevailing in your endeavor. Present inaction paves the way for future gains. Present inaction paves the way for future gains. Let who you are exude from you to those in your life. Live in your authentic truth and knowing of who you are now, and see how others react to you. You may have a calming effect on them. You may have a healing effect on them in your relationship. Or it may be the opposite, right? You may have the hindrances, the adversity. But you don't have to defend yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. Why you're different, why things can't be the same way they always have been, why you like this now and why you want to do this now. You don't owe anyone an explanation about who you are. And if this is truly spiritual and a breakthrough in your mental health, breakthrough in maybe even a breakthrough in therapy, that's yours. You don't need to go and parade and tell everyone all about it. Unless you want to. Again, unless you want to. My point is, nothing is a should. Not everyone gets the right to know everything about you. You decide who and when someone should know something about you. And there's a fine balance there too. There are consequences with that too. Because if you go to one extreme, you block everyone out of your life and you starve that relationship. But I don't think that's what you're doing here. I think you're the opposite. I think you may have been a people pleaser, someone who was busy saving other people's lives and doing for everyone, and you're no longer going to be that person. You're now going to be a tamed version of that. And the first one on that list is you now, not everyone else. And then you last, if you even remember to get to yourself. Stand in your sovereignty and see how others react to it. That is going to inform you of who is true in your life and who is not. Who is meant to potentially be there for long term, and for those that fulfill their purpose in your life. Decisive action. How funny is that? With listen to the wind and stay calm and still, and then decisive action. It's what I was saying. There's a balance to it. It's finding that balance between how much to give of yourself and how much to hold back. It's a fine balance. You know, who gets this part of me and who gets this part of me, and it's always a balance. But let's see what this says here. This is lake in heaven. After a long period of tension, there will be a breakthrough. Oh, I agree. Okay, be careful as there may be risks ahead. Your interests are not the only ones at stake in the endeavor. And that's true. Other people's emotions and egos are going to take a hit. There's no question. No gains from reactive combat. You intuit that you must take decisive action. But how? Pray to heaven. Place your faith in the divine that blesses your path, and your prayer shall be answered. The solution will be a different path than the one that you initially conceived. I don't think that you realize how different you're going to be. Like, this is a big karmic cycle. This is really big growth and maturity and an understanding. Maturity is a good word. And I don't think that you realize what kind of impact your change will actually have on those around you. And you may truly have not even given yourself that much importance, or that valued yourself that way, or even thought that other people valued you in the way that they're going to show that they do, or have been, or will. I don't know. One of those. Time doesn't really. Time. I love what they said here. No gains from reactive combat. I would say listen to the wind. If people are coming at you, don't let them goad you into a fight. Don't let them bring you down to their frustration. Because then you'll end up having to explain yourself and apologize for being who you are to make them feel better. Your power is going to exude. Your wholeness and light will exude. And not everyone is ready for that. Not everyone has sunglasses. That's true. It's very blinding sometimes to see people shine and be happy for them. It really is. That is something that we as humans struggle with every day. So, but that should not change the fact that you are shining. Don't dim your light for anyone else. They will eventually reach your wattage. They will, in time. Everyone's on a different path. But you do not need to deviate or get off your path and wait for them. And I think you're realizing that now. You are realizing it now. It's like your warrior self gets activated and you're like again, again, like enough is enough. That's how I feel. Enough is enough. Something makes you come to the realization that enough is enough. Last one, assembly. Lake and earth. 45, number 9. A leader rises among them. You are destined to gather the people and unite them under your purpose. But take care that when you do, you are prepared to handle their... Oh my gosh. But take care that when you do, you are prepared to handle the strife that is bound to arise when people congregate. Exactly what we've been talking about. You guys, we're in sync. Weapons will need to be sharpened for the battles ahead. Holy moly. No weapons of love and light. Know the target well and study that aim before you draw your bow. Have a contingency plan in place. Choose progress. Start now. Yeah, I think this just goes back to what I said originally, and I was just picking up, was I think you're going to have pushback. I think you're going to be disappointed at people's reactions, and I think you may even falter a little bit. I think that you just need to remember what it is that you felt that called you into action. What was it that activated you knowing that your higher spirit was telling you to go? Your higher self broke through to you. Hold on to that, because that should always be your North Star. That's your dharmic path. That's your dharma. That's your North Node. And when you discover that, no matter how cloudy things get, you know it's there. You just continue. Just try to continue going in that direction. Human existence and human life will find its way to deviate us from that path, which is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to have these experiences. We're supposed to break these karmic cycles. We're supposed to have all these lessons. But our goal and our purpose is to find that path again and fulfill why we are here, what we're here to learn, what we're here to add to the coffers of Source. So hold tight onto the reason and your original feelings of what made you start upon this change. Start going in this direction to change what wasn't working for you anymore. So what's your current energy going to be, my loves, for the month of August? This is the card that I saw, and this is the card, this is the reason why I kept all these cards, to make sure that we had enough information. But it fits everything very well. The Devil. And it's those attachments. It's the attachments. It's all these cords that were holding you down, these chains that were cemented to the ground or cemented to the ocean floor, keeping you so submerged and immersed in that toxicity, in that poison, decomposing and putrefying. And it's you confronting this, which is amazing. Amazing. So what's influenced that? The sun. Guys, this is your enlightenment. This is your awakening. I'm telling you. Whatever it is that triggers, whatever it is that came to light, whatever forced its way, because I'm feeling like force from the sun. It's like whatever this is, whatever the sun represents, because it could actually be something that is distasteful or it could have been a hindrance, right? This is clarity. Forget about being the happiest card in the deck. This is clarity. This is truth. This is truth bombing. Interesting. Whatever truth bomb that you experienced or will experience early on, and just in, I almost said December. That's funny. I almost said December. So that may be something for someone. This past December, I'm assuming, would be the December I'm talking about. Okay. Whatever truth that will come in August or has already arrived at the end of July or just recently that made you break this cycle, an undeniable truth that gave clarity of your situation or will give clarity of your situation is what makes you start this entire new cycle, is what catapults you on your new path. I don't see this as scary. I see this as, this is your status quo. I just see it as the chains that he's holding. Everybody carries the devil with them and the devil around with them all the time. We are all working on that. But something happens where even in the darkest areas, I mean, something illuminates these little dark areas that you don't even peek into. And you will this time. Someone breaks a trust, says something hurts you, hurts your feelings maybe in a way that are just way too tender. I keep saying trigger. I really do feel like I don't feel like the truth necessarily is as big as it normally would have to be to break these chains. That's why I was saying before, like, it may not be a truth that even is so egregious. But no matter how big or small this truth is, this clarity, this blinding light is, it is what triggers you to see in those dark places. It illuminates all those little dark places that you haven't been looking at or haven't looked at in years. That's what it is. So what should you let go of then in the month of August? Guys, 3 cards, 3 majors. This is huge. August is a huge month for so many signs. For all, to be honest, for everyone. You should take a look at your charts, your astrology charts, because there are so many things happening. And maybe that will help you navigate certain things in the month of August. Letting go of the Tower is not holding on, in my opinion, to this. Don't live in the Tower, in the Tower moment. Because again, I don't even know if this is even Tower worthy. What lit this entire match could have been a very simple fire, but it was enough to burn everything down, kind of. Don't let yourself misappropriate blame. That's interesting in this situation. Don't stay stuck in what causes this now and allow this to now become a karmic cycle for you moving forward. It breaks you free from one. Don't let it become one. You need to walk away from the Tower and rebuild. Again, spring is coming. Continue being spring. Focus on rebuilding and being reborn as a new you. Don't stay here. Wow. Okay, so if that's what you should let go, what should you focus on then in the month of August? Okay. The Empress. Guys, I think Source is speaking very clearly. Absolutely clearly. This is huge in your development. This is not little things. This is major growth, major change. You need to focus on being the Empress? Well, yeah. Who is spring incarnate? The Empress. Focus on creating the life that you want to live moving forward. Focus on the things that you actually now know that you do deserve. Focus on not playing small anymore. Focus on not, what was the word I kept using? Focus on not settling anymore. You are the Empress. Focus on your internal power. Let it come from you and receive everything that comes from it. Allow for life force activation. Allow for the flow. Identify the flow. And let it be birthed organically through your actions now moving forward. You are the Empress. You are all the queens in one. You're not just one, you're all of them. So don't play small. You can master, and you are the creatrix of them all. Love, be abundant, but love yourself. This all starts with loving yourself. Taking down false idols that you had on a pedestal, aka other people, aka family, aka other people's expectations, aka jealousies, I don't know. And put yourself up on that pedestal. Wow. So moving forward, what are we looking at in the month of August? How's that? If it's another major, I was going to flip out. Oh, I love this card, the Three of Wands. You are moving in that direction. You are ready. You know, normally you get to, you know, it's the ships coming in. How funny that we all started this journey together, you and I, with that ship popping out, coming up from the water and landing on the water and sailing off. That ship is arriving for you. You are that ship. You are now on that ship. You will be in the month of August. This is where you're heading. You have made the decision to head in this direction. You've taken steps in this direction. All you have to do now is get on that ship that you liberated, that you saved. It is born out of your work. It is born out of your courage. It is born out of your enlightenment of what is needed for you to be on your path. That is your chariot that's waiting for you. That is waiting for you. So get on that freaking ship and go. Become and live your best life. So let's take a look at these last few cards as advice and also as clarifiers for maybe something else will pop out. Who knows? So we have this one, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of learning and a lot of growth and how to live this new version of yourself in the world, especially in your world, in your society, in your family, in your work space. How to be single, if this is in that vein, how to navigate people's needs. And there's a lot of learning. I definitely see you as now the Page of Pentacles. Judgment. If you keep on this path, judgment is in your favor, sweetheart. You keep on this path. You've been called forward because of all your hard work. I truly feel like I can feel it. You're rejoicing. And not that everything's perfect, nor everything will be perfect, because that's impossible. Remember, perfection is imperfection. You will have an inner contentment that you haven't had in a very long time. That's what I'm feeling. It's like you feel like you're being called up now to the major leagues. You actually believe you can play in the major leagues. Guys, the Hierophant. Yeah, you are speaking to Source. You are understanding what is being asked of you. And you're also being asked to stay committed to this path. There's no question. You are, and also to teach others. Show them how you got from point A to point Z, point A to point P. You are being asked to be committed to this new life path, this new set of beliefs, these new ideals in your life. What you now live for, live by. I think you are also being told that commitment is an exchange. I do feel that. It's an exchange between you and Source, but it's an exchange between you and those around you. And I think you'll find your way. It's like you're going to find your way between these two. You're going to find your way of be student and teacher, right? Because you're also the page. You're going to figure out how to balance being student and teacher at the same time. Last card, let's see what it is. I don't know. You may. High Priestess. Sagittarius. I haven't had a reading like this. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Those that know, and those that know this is their reading will know this is their reading. This is the divine pair. The Hierophant and the High Priestess. Oh. Remember what I said in the beginning of the reading, that you may have been a person who was meek or was not used to being assertive. You were quiet and were afraid of confrontation. And I referred back to a video that I did about what's holding you back. And I see this now so clearly. You are now being asked, it's like going from the High Priestess to the Hierophant. I think this is actually I think this is what you've done. This is what you've done and what you will be doing in August. I feel this very strongly. This is what you will be doing in the month of August. You will be coming out of your comfort zone as the High Priestess with all the powers of the High Priestess, and you're going to now become and step into becoming the Hierophant. You are now going to be able to take your knowledge, your growth, what you know is to be true, all the lessons that you've learned, all the understanding of those lessons that you will learn, and you will now be able to live your life asserting you in this world, becoming someone who stands up for themselves, stands up for their beliefs, their boundaries, their restrictions, their parameters in relationships. And you're going to be viewed as a person of authority. And and I'm taking this real down to like real world, like authority in your own life, where maybe people didn't respect that or see that you were so sure of yourself in this world. And they took advantage of that. It's like you're going to become the Hierophant in your own life. You're going to be the authority, and the buck is going to stop with you. They're going to come to you eventually. I see that. I think that you also are going to have a change potentially in personality. You're not going to be as quiet, as reserved, as introverted as you normally are. But you're also going to continue being discreet and will find the balance of how much of yourself to give. There is something there. There is something here. You're marrying these two. You are marrying these two cards. And you're becoming that higher evolved you, that higher activated version of yourself. Let's count the major arcanas, guys. Devil, Sun, Tower, Empress, Judgment, Hierophant, and High Priestess. That's 7. 7 out of 9 tarot cards are major arcana. This is a big month. And this is a reading not about abundance and money and falling in love. And no, this is you. This is who you are fundamentally. You are going to be a different person, a different version of yourself. Yes, it could be because of things in your surroundings. That's true. But they're going to fundamentally change you. This is about you, not about anyone else. This is truly about Sagittarius. And I need for you to hear that. Because it's going to play out in different ways. Just like I said. But when you get that epiphany, or you get that breakthrough, or you get pissed, or something happens that just, again, you say enough is enough, I need something different, I need to do something different, I need to be different, that's the moment. That's the moment you capitalize on, to catapult you on this path. But remember what they said about letting go. Don't live and do not get bogged down by whatever that is, whatever that sun was, that truth, that clarity, that truth bomb. Don't let that become an anchor. Don't let that become your weight that will eventually become another karmic cycle and not allow you to keep moving forward, right? In that 3 of Wands. You don't want to let yourself go there again. You'll have chances in the future. Trust me. This is big. I am so in awe of this reading, and I'm also in awe of you guys. I'm also excited. I mean, I'm actually getting goosebumps. I'm excited. I just got goosebumps. That's interesting. I'm excited for you. I know you're going to have ups and downs. It was clearly stated here. Don't let other people's reactions and judgments stop you from moving in this direction, though. Don't. This is not their path. This is your path. You can't stop and wait and try to bring them all with you. It's not going to happen. It doesn't happen that way. The best version of yourself is what's going to activate them. Right? So this is eventually going to impact and help them. Have faith in that. You are worthy of it. You are deserving of it. This is your path. It's just finding you, and you're finding it. So, my friends, my loves, good luck. Good luck. I would love to hear from you. And if I don't, we will definitely be talking next month. All right. Bye.